Hey, it's Paul here on the Friendly Viewer. On this channel, we do a ton of tech and gadget reviews, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can watch more videos just like this one. Now, I travel quite a bit, and when I go internationally, one item I always make sure to bring with me is a power adapter. You need to power those laptops, computers, accessories, all those different things, and that's essential. I want to thank Ceptics for sending me the power adapter right here to check out, as well as providing a little bit of budget so I can test it out properly. Before we begin, check out the description below for any updates since I post the video, as well as links so you can get them for yourself. Now let's check it out. This is the Ceptics International Travel Plug Adapter with 2 USB ports. It comes in simple packaging with the unit itself, a carrying bag, as well as 6 interchangeable power plugs. The unit itself has a lot of different features on it that are packed inside, so let's talk about those. First of all, it's grounded and surge protected. You're going to find 2 power outlets on the front, a little LED indicator that tells you what you're plugged into, whether it's 110 volts or 220 volts, which we'll get to in a minute, as well as 2 USB ports. But it doesn't stop there. It also has around the side of it a micro USB cable, which plugs in here, so you can plug that directly in, and this is going to reduce the amount of cables that you need to bring with you. So all in all, you can power 5 devices with this one unit. It's really compact and fits nicely in your bag. I've traveled all over with it, and how about a quick montage? To test it out, we're going to be using a few devices, and since this is a fully grounded system, that's the first thing I'm going to test. First, I'm going to test it with just the 2-prong adapter on the back. That's going to show us what should be a result of it not being grounded, so let's take a look. Plug it in there. Use this handy device here. And you can see the middle light lights up, and that means, per this, it has an open ground. Now this is fine if you have different plugs that only have the 2 prongs on it and not the ground pin to connect into here. But if you have that ground pin, you want a fully grounded system in case there's a short or something like that. And a lot of the competitive ones don't have that, and they have a plastic ground pin or just missing altogether. So let's check that out next. So we're going to swap out the adapter on the back for the one with the ground pin, like so. Plug that back in. And now when we test it out, it should say it's correct and properly grounded with the 2 LEDs there in green as it shows. This thing is fully grounded as it states, so that's good. The next thing we're going to test out are the USB ports right here, and for that we're going to use this USB safety tester. So first, plugging this in, we're going to see it says welcome, and it says on there that it's 4.94, 4.95 volts and 0.1 amps. Listed on here, so it should be right at about 5 volts, so that's correct on there. Now if we use my iPhone 10 and plug it in to charge it, we'll see what happens to this. It says between 5 to 5.1 volts and 1.1 to 1.2 amps, so it's working correctly and charging as you would want. Pretty happy that passed both the ground test and the USB test. Everything tested out properly. Now let's talk a little bit more about these outlets and the 110 and 220 volts. You can see on there that an LED pops up and tells you what the voltage is that you're plugged into, and this is important because this is an adapter and not a converter. At least the outlets are. It's going to take the voltage of whatever you're plugging into and just pass it to these plugs so you can plug into it. So it's really important to go and look at your device and look at the fine print there and see what the input requirements are. A lot of new devices out there today will allow for a full range from 110 volts to 220 volts, especially a lot of laptop adapters and such. But there are some things out there that won't allow for that, so be very careful and pay close attention to that. What's nice is this has an LED that's going to tell you which it is. People are using USB to power a majority of their devices, and this comes with it. That's going to convert the voltage, either 110 to 220 to 5 volts, which I just talked about, and that's going to be safe for you to plug in there. This is probably the #1 power plug for electrical devices in 2017 and 2018. Let's talk about the back of the unit. What you see on here is a nice little unit with a lever. You just simply pull the lever up and slide the adapter out like so. It's a very simple, easy to use mechanism, and it holds it in place very well. To put a new one in, you just slide it in and push down and it locks in. I like that you can see the contacts are very secure and it holds it in place. When I move it around, wiggle it around, that's one of the tests I like to do to see if it feels like it's going to break off, and it seems very secure, and I like that a lot. Now let's talk about the adapters and ones it comes with. It comes with 6 different adapters, and it's going to allow you to work in North America, South America, China, Japan, the Caribbean, most of Europe, China, Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, most of Europe and South Korea, UK, Ireland, Africa, Hong Kong, and Singapore. So it's a lot of the world covered right there with just this set that comes with it. Now, if you think you need to go beyond there, they actually sell another set that I'm going to show you right here that you can get along with it that works with the unit. So this is going to give you the Type M for South Africa, Type D for India, N for Brazil, Italy, Denmark, Israel, and Switzerland. So you can pretty much cover the whole world with this one adapter with all these different plugs that are interchangeable. Again, I probably wouldn't bring all of them with me if I'm going somewhere, but you can bring the proper ones, especially if you're going in kind of a worldwide tour, hopping all over, you'll have everything you need with you. Overall, I'm really happy with this unit. I'm going to be taking it with me when I travel internationally. I like that it's small and compact, fit nicely in my bag. Also, after traveling around, you saw all those montages, it held up really nicely. There's no real scuffs on it or any marks whatsoever. I like that there's enough of these ports on the backs, the adapters, that it's going to work in any country I go to. I just need to throw those in there with me when I go on the trip. I also like that this thing's going to power 5 devices for me, so I only really need to take this one. It's grounded. It also tells me the voltage. The only thing more I would potentially ask for would be a USB-C port on here to power things like my MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro 87-watt power adapter that I have is actually the size of this unit, if not bigger. So there's no way they're going to be able to fit that in this thing. I'm going to say that that probably wouldn't be a really good idea to put that in there unless it was a low wattage one. I'd highly recommend it. You can check it out in the description below. This has been Paul with the Ceptics International Travel Plug Adapter with 2 USB ports. Thank you for watching.